International human rights law recognizes access to justice both as a basic human right and as a means to protect other human rights. Access to justice is also grounded in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which promises to leave no one behind. It's part of Sustainable Development Goal 16, which aspires to provide access to justice for all and is a key driver for all of the other Sustainable Development Goals. For example, in support of SDG 1, access to justice could help end poverty by protecting the assets of the poor through accessible complaints mechanisms. Access to justice is defined as the ability of people to seek and obtain a remedy through formal or informal institutions of justice in conformity with human rights standards. These institutions must be fair, effective, affordable and accountable, and ensure that women are visible in the delivery of justice. Accessing justice is a universal right and must cover criminal and civil justice, as well as family law. In order to leave no woman behind, access to justice programs must address issues affecting marginalized and excluded women. Family law is an area that impacts many marginalized women on a daily basis. The family is often a site of unequal power relationships, reflected through discriminatory practices and the application of discriminatory laws. These are often presented in the name of cultural and religious beliefs. For instance, under the male guardianship system, the men in the family are expected to make key decisions for women. Adult women are treated as legal minors and can't fully exercise their rights. This affects their ability to access justice. Inheritance laws may also be discriminatory. Women and girls may not be allowed to inherit equally with men and boys. Even when fair laws are in place, steps must be taken to ensure that they are fully enforced. If this is not done, inheritance laws won't do much to reduce poverty. Also, marriage and divorce laws can put women at a significant disadvantage, particularly in fault-based systems, which tend to place a higher burden of proof of fault on the wife. In cases of adultery, a woman is often viewed more seriously and punished more harshly than a man. Following a ruling against a woman, she may be denied financial support, leaving her poorer and vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. On the other hand, fair marriage and divorce laws and fair application of these laws can empower women and their families. It's vital for us to address the barriers which prevent women from accessing justice. They begin with discriminatory laws, but also include gender bias in decision-making among formal and informal justice actors. Uneven geographical, linguistic and financial access to justice institutions, corruption, limited representation of women in the justice sector, and women's limited knowledge of their rights. Only by understanding these challenges can we develop initiatives and partnerships that address them. This requires us all to ask ourselves how justice can be more comprehensive, paying attention not only to criminal and civil justice, but also to family justice and its broad impacts on the everyday lives of women and their families. Let's start thinking and acting to improve women's access to justice through programs and initiatives. Take some time to explore our interactive map to learn about some of the successful initiatives being undertaken by UN women around the world.